Welcome to Book to Blueprint, where powerful books become practical blueprints for real life. You do not need more information, you need execution. This is Book to Blueprint. You know, what separates the people who are clutch from, well, everyone else? It isn't magic, and it's not just talent. According to Sally Jenkins' incredible book, The Right Call, it's actually a system. So today, we're not just going to talk about that system, we are building an actionable blueprint from it, a direct plan you can install in your own life to make better decisions when everything is on the line. Here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down the core outcome, what you're actually aiming for. Then, we'll get into the big idea that powers this whole thing. After that, we'll install the operating system of 7 key principles. Map out your step-by-step implementation plan, define the recurring behaviors you need for mastery, and finally, we'll cover the common mistakes so you know exactly what to avoid. Okay, let's dive right in. First up, the core outcome. This is the specific result you are committing to achieve if you use this blueprint. So, what's the prize at the end of all this? Look, your goal is so much bigger than just a single win. Think of this as a complete upgrade to your personal operating system. The goal here is for you to master the ability to stay clear-headed when things get crazy. You'll elevate your game when it really matters most. And ultimately, you're going to build a champion identity, that deep down knowledge that you've got what it takes to perform, whether you're in a boardroom or on a playing field. So that's the goal. But how do we actually get there? Well, it all starts with one really powerful belief at the very heart of this book. Let's get to the big idea. Now, this right here, this is a game changer because it totally debunks the myth of the clutch gene. You know, that cool, calm confidence we see in champions? It isn't something they were born with. As Jenkins says, it's an attainment, something they've built piece by piece through a deliberate process. It is earned and it is learned. And that means you can learn it too. And this lays out the mental shift perfectly, right? On one side, you have the myth of natural talent. On the other, the reality of learned attainment. The point is, greatness isn't some lottery ticket you might get lucky with, it's a construction project. And the best part? The tools are available to literally everyone, whether you're on a court or at a conference table. Okay, so if greatness is a construction project, what are the blueprints? This is where we install the operating system, the 7 core principles that are always running in the background for every high performer. Here they are: conditioning, practice, discipline, candor, culture, failure, and intention. Now, it's really important not to think of these as just a simple checklist. Think of them more like an interconnected circuit. They all have to be running at the same time for the system to really work and to build that decision-making muscle the champions rely on. Let's lock these definitions in. Conditioning is about actively connecting your physical health to your mental sharpness. Practice isn't just reps, it's about deliberate, focused rehearsal. Discipline is that internal engine that pushes you. Candor means you seek the truth, not just comfort. Culture is that shared commitment to a goal. Failure gets reframed as essential data for success. And intention is you consciously deciding who you want to become. This slide right here, yeah, you might want to screenshot this. This is your cheat sheet. All right, principles are one thing, but a plan is everything. Let's move on to implementation and build out your weekly game plan. This is where the blueprint gets real. Just look at how practical this gets. For conditioning, you're doing what Disney's Bob Iger does, waking up at 4:15 a.m. to work out for sanity and clarity. For practice, you're channeling Peyton Manning, who would obsessively watch film, not just to review, but to literally script the exact plays he was going to run. And for discipline, it's all about taking charge of your calendar so you can be proactive, not just reacting to emails all day. Remember, what gets measured gets managed. Okay, a plan is useless if it's not powered by consistent habits, right? This isn't a one-time setup, it's a daily practice. So let's lock in the recurring behaviors that will make this operating system your default setting. So think of this as your weekly diagnostic. Here's your checklist. Did you actually protect the time for conditioning? Did you engage in deliberate practice with a clear goal? Or did you just go through the motions? Did you actively seek out honest feedback? And here's a really critical one. Focus on one new habit at a time. Lasting discipline is built brick by brick, not all at once. All right, you've got the plan and the habits. Now it's time to play some defense. Knowing the common mistakes, the bugs in the system, is just as important as knowing the code. This slide lays out the difference so clearly. The amateur falls for hindsight bias, playing Monday morning quarterback. The pro runs a full diagnostic on every single failure to find the root cause. The amateur confuses being busy with getting better. The pro, as the legendary coach John Wooden said, never mistakes activity for achievement. And the biggest amateur mistake of all, believing discipline is a trait you're born with. The pro knows it's a muscle, and it gets stronger every single time you choose to use it, period. In this quote from Billie Jean King, man, it really captures the core belief you need to run this entire system. The win she's talking about isn't just about the final score. The real win is betting on yourself in the first place, committing to this whole process of building a better you. That's a victory before the game even starts. This entire blueprint, all 7 principles, really it all boils down to answering one central question that Sally Jenkins' father used to ask, a question that echoes throughout the whole book. And the answer is the very definition of this entire system. The athletic heart has nothing to do with physical talent. It's the decision to be an actor in your own life, not a spectator. It's about getting off the sidelines in your job, in your life, and actively participating in your own growth. So, this blueprint is officially yours now. This final slide isn't a summary, it's your first assignment. I want you to look at your week ahead. Identify one pressure situation, one meeting, one deadline, one tough conversation where you will deliberately practice making the right call using this framework. The download is complete. Implementation starts now. If you have a book in mind that should be added to our list, comment below. If this blueprint helped you, subscribe, like, and build with us. More blueprints are coming. Stay intentional, stay consistent. We are doing this one book at a time. And remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So share this with them and grow together. Real progress becomes stronger when it is shared. Build your life one blueprint at a time. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you do.